Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends 60-year anniversary X-Men 3-pack featuring Gambit, Marvel's Banshee, not to be confused with the other one, and PSYLOKKE. And this is a very interesting 3-pack because the other 3-pack that goes with this, essentially making it a 6-pack you have to buy in 2 parts. Because no one's going to buy one without the other. I'm thinking, quick question of the day, would you consider buying one of these 3-packs without its partner 3-pack? It seems weird to me. But anyway, it's a very strange thing. I don't know where my sentence was going before I broke away. Anyway, it's a weird thing because that one was a pile of steaming hot garbage. And this one is significantly better. Like very, very much better than the other one that goes with it. Like they're made from 2 different companies, almost. There's still plenty wrong with it, and we're going to talk about all of it, but it's much better at least. So let's just go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, before we get into the figures, let's take a quick look at my package. I think they started off well here. They have a decent pose for Banshee. He doesn't do much but yell, so I'll take it. That looks all right. Gambit, not the best pose in the world. Looks like a pose rather than he's actually doing something, but it's okay, I'll take that. And then PSYLOKKE is like, what's going on over there? I'm not paying attention at all. They could try a little bit harder with these poses on the packaging, right? If they're not going to have windows, which I know they're going back to, but if they're going to use images for the front of the box, I think they should try just a little bit. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, but it is a nice looking package overall. Can't beat the blue and yellow for the X-Men. Here's some artwork that shows you what they're supposed to look like, which I will reference briefly later, but just keep in mind here, I think they actually did a much better job on this 3-pack, like I said, getting the character models closer to what they're supposed to be. And here we go, some more poses. This time she's busy. She's still looking off to the side, but she's busy on this one, and on this one, they're both standing neutral. Hasbro, what the heck? This should be on the front, and the other one should be on the back. Silly Hasbro. Then on the side, we have the totem pole of the 3 characters. All right, not bad. As far as Hasbro packaging goes, it's all right. Let's go ahead and start with height measurements like we always do. PSYLOKKE stands about 6 1/8 inches tall. Here she is up against Gropey Darwin. They're really power creeping. It's a video game. Height creeping their figures, I think. PSYLOKKE, I don't think should be anywhere near that tall compared to Darwin. All right, here's Gambit. He stands about 6 3/4, including his hair. That's going to make him about 17 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin. Wow, they are really height creeping. I never really paid attention to it. There's no way in hell Gambit should be taller than Darwin. Unless I'm totally wrong about Darwin's height. And then Banshee. Just shy of 17 centimeters. That's going to be roughly 6 5/8, something like that. And so there you go. He's still a little bit taller, but much closer. So there's the sizing. Let's go ahead and do the aesthetic. Let's do a general. I'll just do a general for this one. We're going to do this review much faster than normal because it's all reused parts from other things, like almost all. So it'll be a lot like the other 3-pack where it's not a full-on review. But aesthetically speaking, almost no paint anywhere. Other than where it's needed on like the molded shoulders, they painted the blue, that kind of thing. It's pretty good. It's not like the other ones where there's a lot of painted yellow, so that's a good thing. The yellows are not as consistent as I would like for these 2. The chests are darker than the rest of the yellow. The hard plastic is darker than the PVC, but it still looks decent. Their belts are okay on the guys. Hers is still pretty lousy, sits way too high up. Somebody's like, their belts were high in the comics. They were, but not this high, and this looks goofy. So there's that, but otherwise the bodies look decent. I think the Vulcan body is a good choice. They're definitely Bucky capping this body really hard already. Like I said, essentially a 6-pack here. 3 of the figures use this body. It's not great, but I guess if you're gonna reuse a body a bunch, making it the best one that you've made so far, despite its shortcomings, is a good call. So that's okay. I do think they're relatively accurate in terms of the build. Gambit's fairly thick in this version of him. Same thing with Banshee. They're all about the same. I think Forge maybe should have been a little bit thicker than these guys, but still, it's not a bad look. I think this body suits PSYLOKKE pretty well. It's not bad. We don't have any egregious problems like we did with Jubilee and Storm in the last one, so that's pretty good. Banshee's wings, let's just cover his aesthetic first for the wings. They're okay. I mean, I know it's not wings, but this looks better than in the promo image on the box because the cape is hiding the tab. so that's a good thing. But he does have tabs sticking out of his arms to hold things in place. It's not a huge deal really, and I think the cape wing things look decent enough as long as you hide those tabs. Once you see the tabs, it's a hideous mess. It's really, really, really bad, but from the front, if you pose it just right, and I haven't tried it all right now, it looks all right, so I'll take it. That's fine. I do want to talk about his face, because Hasbro's been doing this thing where the faces look either completely comic-y and goofy and weird, or super realistic, or somewhere in between that seems to be not anyone's cup of tea. This one is just straight up realistic. We don't have the giant anime eyes, we have normal sized eyes with very realistic features and paint, and it looks pretty damn good. I'm definitely not a lamb chop version of this guy. I like the other head more, but that's just personal. This looks really good. The shading in the hair is wonderful, the sculpt throughout. If you're going for realism, this is it. I still think the realistic faces don't match the very non-realistic bodies. Like, there's too much texture in here for no texture anywhere else. It's weird design philosophy, but on its own, this head is wonderful. Let's talk about Gambits. This is by far, without a doubt, unquestionably the worst, no I'm joking, it's the best Gambit head they've given us. However, just like Banshee, those super awesome, incredible details are just way too realistic for the rest of the figure. It doesn't match. There's no detail anywhere in the body, anywhere, except for the face. And then it's hyper detailed, so it's a little off-putting. Wonderful head. Paint job is great, other than mine has a little bit of a unibrow thing going on. Hair sculpt is wonderful. Love it. Best Gambit head they have made. Just as an aside, if you are one of my previous customers, and there are a bunch of you who bought Gambit heads, unfortunately I don't have a brown hair one handy, but I happen to have one of the orange hair ones handy. The head does fit, so if you wanted to go for more of a comic or cartoon look, the head does fit on there. It's not perfect, and this is one of the ones that has the heavier paint job on it, but the head does fit on the body fairly well if you wanted to go for more. The neck is weird, because his neck was much bigger on this body than the other one, but the cartoon head that I made does fit on him, technically, if you want that style, and you already have one. I'm not selling them. But if you like the super realistic one, which I technically do like this head sculpt a bunch, and you're okay with it not matching the body, then this one's wonderful. He's very pale here, mine's very dark. Anyway, very nice head sculpt, just weird design philosophy. And then for PSYLOKKE, they kind of went anime again. Very realistic features and things, but her eyes are huge. Really clean paint job, and I get what they were going for, but they're just too big. I think the sculpt on the face is wonderful, but the eyes are really, really big. And then the hair sculpt is weird too. It's too far back, her hairline's weird, the curve up here is weird. On the packaging, it looked much better. Let me pull that over here. Do it right here so you can see. The hair looked much better. And even there, she had a much more comic look to her face. Not quite as realistic. This one is realistic, just with big eyes and then the different hair. So it's not bad, but it's a little strange. And at some angles, that 5 head really stands out kind of funny. But it's not bad. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to mention is the shading in her hair is wonderful if you want purple hair on her. I thought in this version she didn't usually have the purple shading. I don't think, let me grab the box again. I don't think in that artwork it is. Yeah, she doesn't have it in there. So let me know what you guys think about that. I personally, I'm fine with PSYLOKKE having purple hair all the time, but I don't think in this outfit she's supposed to. But with all of that being said, it's a pretty good looking set. It's not perfect, but much better, leagues better than the other 3-pack. So aesthetically speaking, I'm going to give this for Hasbro an 8 out of 10. The bodies are still unpainted, generic bodies for the most part, but they look pretty darn good. Now, as far as accessories go, I said I wasn't going to do ratings. I guess I can do ratings. What the heck? I didn't on the other one because it was so bad, but this set's kind of fun. I like it. All right, as far as accessories go, we'll start with Gambit. He comes with his man purse, so that you can count it as an accessory, but it's more of his costume, so you might just want to leave it on there. The strap is upside down, though. That's weird. Okay, so accessories. He has the gripping hand and then the card holding hand on him in the package. Then you get another vertical hinge gripping hand. And you get a card throwing hand, which has fingernails on it, and the swoosh is wrong, but the cards are painted really well, so that's cool. You do get one charged up card, also painted pretty well, so that's cool. And then you get his staff. So that's basically everything you need for Gambit other than like a yelling head, so I'll take it. Though given the reused nature of all these bodies in this 3-pack, I think some alternate heads like we got for Banshee would have been cool. So let's talk about Banshee. You do get the lamb chop head on him in the package, then you get the non-lamb chop head, yelling. I like that. We finally got a yelling head for a character who yells, and it's really well done. Again, hyper realistic, but looks great. Then we got the 2 fist hands on him in the package, and then 2 open hands. That's fine. Not a great spread, but that'll be enough for him. I think an effect part would have been great. For PSYLOKKE, she comes with gripping hands on her in the package. Then you get a karate chop hand and a fist hand. And then you get her plasma psionic energy. It's not plasma, psionic energy dagger thingy that goes over her fist. You get a swirly that can go over her purple sword. Pretty good spread for her. Again, I think alternate heads for GAMBIT and PSYLOKKE would have been great for this set, but it is a decent spread of accessories. For Hasbro, I will go 8 out of 10. Now, for articulation, we've seen these bodies all before. The Vulcan body poses well enough. It's fine. It's nowhere near as good as it should be for a brand new body. Same thing with this one. It's much better than all the other female bodies that they had in the past. They are pinless throughout, and they work really well for the females. These guys are solid enough, so articulation is going to be an 8 out of 10 for Marvel Legends. And now it's time for the final verdict. I do feel like I need to mention this one thing. I wasn't going to mention it, but I'm going to. For this Vulcan body, can we get some new feet that don't look like they're wearing Crocs, please? They're too round. They're too flat and stumpy and round. The profile is decent enough, but they're kind of small. They're short lengthwise, but then they're really round and weird looking. So I would like new feet for these guys. Let's just make a petition to change the Vulcan feet to feet that fit better. Okay, so final verdict on this 3-pack. It's like it's made from a different company. The other one was a pile of garbage. This one blows it out of the water. It's a shame that you have to buy them both together if you're trying to build this team, because that one sucked really bad. And this one's really, really nice. I mean, for Hasbro, it's still fairly generic blank bodies, but it's much, much better. I'm going to give this 3-pack an overall rating of 8 out of 10. Perfectly fine. If you're into Marvel Legends, you're going to like this, probably. And if you're not, then you're not anyway. But other than the realness of the head sculpts, they're really good. And the accessories are solid. Yeah, I like this set. It's a fun set for me. I'm very pleased with it, and I'm happy because I like GAMBIT a whole bunch. So I like it. Let me know what you guys think. For me, this is a much better release. So there it is. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.